Hi there. Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cherryll. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in San Jose, California.
And I'm Cherryll Seavey. I'm a writer and a blogger, also in Los Gatos, San Jose, California as well. And today we are talking about the topic disruptions as a catalyst of change. Because this past year and even this past month, we've already seen so many disruptions on a global and a national level. We've seen major cultural, political, and the pandemic disruptors, of course.
And financial.
And financial, yes. And, and those are the major ones that have impacted most all of us. And then we have the personal disruptors, with marriages, births, deaths, job loss, retirement, divorce. I mean, those are the personal disruptors. And
disruptors are not always negative.
No.
Disruption sounds like it's a very negative thing, but having a baby definitely disrupts your life.
Right. And it's a joy
in a wonderful way, but no less an interruption or disruption.
Yes. The same is true with a marriage. And and a job change or a move. There's a lot of people moving. And those are disruptors. And whether we like it or not, positive or negative, they are a catalyst for change. And it really is up to us in terms of how we want to manage that change, get through it, and the outcome. And not all changes, even though a catalyst may appear bad or terrible, it always doesn't always end up badly. And in the long run, it ends up oftentimes it thrusts us into a new place. Well,
you had a story about being the cause of disruption in many lives.
Yes, I was the cause of disruption. I was a human resources management consultant for many, many years, and actually decades. And one of my first tasks was when I was in my late 20s, and we had a massive layoff in the high-tech industry, and I was responsible for letting go of dozens of people. And it was just jarring to me. I just was sure that I was throwing them into the great abyss from which they will never recover. And it was very heart-wrenching. And actually within probably about 6 months later, several people did come back to tell me that they found a better job. They were much happier. It was the best thing that ever happened to them. And even in situations where we had to terminate an employee for cause, poor performance or bad attitude or a variety of different things, they, more often than not, they thanked us. Obviously not at the moment, they were angry, but they moved past the anger and they made some good decisions and moved on. So,
I think historically, when they study disruption from a psychological standpoint, most people look back and say that was the best turning point in my life. Had it not been for that, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, but we all have a choice.
Right.
We can either move forward to something better, or we could wallow in the unhappiness.
Right.
And there are people that choose to do that, but it's all a choice.
That's true. That's very true. And we can, and we need to be patient during the process. Your word of the year. Yes. So I suggest you use that and
embrace it.
Right. And embrace it. And recognize that there are times during during this disruption that we don't have a lot of control. We don't have a lot of control. We don't have a lot of say so. And we're almost like riding a wave. But if you get in front of it and you look at it from a much more positive perspective, it will move you in a different direction. And very often,
maybe if like a surfing thing, rather than getting in front of it where you get smashed, if you ride it at the crest.
Obviously, you saw a movie. Did you ever surf?
Yeah, I have.
You have? Oh,
very badly. Very, very badly.
Yeah. Yeah. So most of it comes down to change and taking action and overcoming the obstacles as they occur. And I think the other thing to kind of not get ahead of things, to use your analogy, is we tend to get ahead of ourselves and catastrophize about all the things that are going to happen. And invariably, a good percentage of those never happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
No. So embrace the change, my word, and stay positive and focus really on it being and making the very best of it, because more likely than not, it will be the best possible.
And hopefully all of you listening out there at the end of this year will say, wow, this turned out to be the best year ever.
Yes, we all hope that's the case. Yeah. Yeah. And
Let's make it happen.
but we have so much choice and so much opportunity and ability to be an active participant in that change and move it in the direction that we want.
Right.
Yep. So
Right.
Until next time, check us out on Hourglass Workshops, and we will see you in a week. Take care. Thanks.
Right.
I'm Cherryll.
And I'm Nancy.
Bye now.